So looking for a weekend, all the odds are on, never on the table. Yella and Rushan bring that heat. They stay ready, willing and able. Yeah. Flipping stories left and right. Bring a chair, grab a snack. In the ring of podcast, golden show, don't cut no slack. Laughs and gasps, hit the mat. Ideas breaking the mold. Grab the belt, tuning quick, our stories getting told. Let's go! Shooting from the script. Hold your breath now. Wrestling tales, flip the script. It's time to take a bow. Hear the voices loud and clear like camera, perfect sound. Can't keep the action in the ring. The champ's here now. The champ's here now. Updates rolling in. Big bros never stall. Memes and highlights hit like going through a wall. Suplex the dull, flip the script, own it all. Commentary so sharp, it'll be a one and all. Who types the titles? The rush is unreal. Catch us each week, we're the show you can feel. Shooting from the script, hold your breath now. Wrestling tales, flip the script, it's time to take a bow. Hear the voices loud and clear like camera, perfect sound. Can't keep the action in the ring. The champ's here now. Chants and cheers rumble through the crowd. Pump the beat, stories proud and loud. New ideas, unique stories to savor. Watch the podcast, crowd's favorite flavor. Shooting from the script, hold your breath now. Wrestling tales, flip the script, it's time to take a bow. Hear the voices loud and clear like camera, perfect sound. Can't keep the action in the ring. The champ's here now. Chants and cheers rumble through the crowd. Yeah. Pump the beat, stories proud and loud. Whoa. New ideas, unique stories to savor. Rock the podcast, crowd's favorite flavor. Shooting from the script, hold your breath now. Wrestling tales, flip the script, it's time to take a bow. Hear the voices loud and clear like camera, perfect sound. Can't keep the action in the ring. The champ's here now. The champ's here now.
All right. Welcome in to Shooting from the Script. I am your host, Yella. I want to give a big thanks to the in-house band, the Shooters, with the intro. Always a good time to hear from them. So welcome on in, y'all. We are going to get right to it. We are in the Shooting from the Script lounge, which means we're going to have some really dope guests and some really dope wrestling chat. So without further ado, not to hold them up because they are busy people, I want to introduce our guests. They are the co-owners of the hottest indie promotion out right now, C3 Ultimate Wrestling. I am proud to work for them. Next show is Press Start 3, May 3rd, coming to you live here on Shooting from the Script, Critically Drinking, and Yella over on Twitch. I want to welcome Classic Alpha and Sensational Shay. Welcome on, y'all. Into the lounge.
Yes.
All right. So, as I said, y'all are the co-owners of my personal favorite promotion right now. I might be slightly biased, little biased, but for good reason. Not only do I enjoy working there, but I am also entertained at the same time. So let's just get right into it, talking about C3. We just had just had a last show, the Takeover 15. Before we get into anything that happened on the show, just how do you all feel getting to this point with C3 Ultimate Wrestling? This is 15th show. Been going for a couple years now. Just kind of give us an insight of how you all feel now as opposed to when you started.
I still feel like we brand new. It's like not surreal, but like I can't explain. It's like we just living, if that makes sense. So it's like every day we just doing our everyday thing, and then we plan shows, and then we just show up. So I can't describe how I feel yet, if that makes sense, because it's like I'm still in the process of processing it, if that makes sense.
Right. Kind of just still in the moment. It's still happening. So it's kind of hard to kind of see it while it's happening. So
Hmm.
makes sense. Makes sense. What about you, Classic?
Um, Blessed. Um, with even the opportunity, despite trials and tribulations, that's a given. God tells us that we're gonna go through those regardless. So we're currently doing it with C3 Ultimate Wrestling, but this isn't the first time. I mean, you've been there when shows had to get canceled for certain reasons, or like COVID and stuff like that. Things having to be postponed. So these are nothing but stepping stones. But like my wife said, like we love like the moment, and the moments that we cherish, they become memories. And I think that C3 Ultimate Wrestling has been doing a great job, even now for sure.
All right. And speaking of moments, like I said, we want to go back to the last show. There were some pivotal moments with the board making some really crazy decisions on the fly. One of those moments involved you, Shay. Just happened to kind of get put into a situation where you just thrown into a match just all of a sudden. I mean, the shot was epic of seeing your face, not gonna lie. Just how did that feel? Just knowing that the board has their hands in whatever they're doing. Um, how does that feel just kind of getting thrown in that position? And kind of give us an insight on being ready, because it definitely didn't look like you weren't ready when you got in there. So, like, how do you stay ready for those type of situations, and like, how do you handle that?
My little brother always tell me, and my little brother, if you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. So I was definitely ready. I'm always ready. But as far as the board, I'm a little shy because I know they are trying to attack, Chris or Classic Alpha. So I mean, they do dirty tricks and whatnot, but I didn't think they would call me out in a sense.
Right.
So I mean, I'm surprised, but now I know I kind of see how they rolling, and I'm just gonna roll with the punches at this point.
Yeah. Yeah. I definitely was hoping that, like I said, I'm biased. Y'all put me on the game. So anytime you get in there, I'm hoping that you come out with the win. But yeah, the boy got to know where to stop. And Classic, you had to face Nick Diamond, who was making his C3 Ultimate Wrestling debut. What do you think? Like, how do you feel bringing him in as well? Finding him as a talent, and then having to face him. Like, what was your impression of him in his C3 debut?
Well, the board sucks. Let me just say this. First and foremost.
True.
Um, when I found out that I was going against Nick Diamond, I was very happy because Nick Diamond is basically he's a fast rising star in the Midwest, and me and him we have like a similar background about where we started, but our paths definitely split through many other states and stuff like that. So when the opportunity came from the board to go against him, one of the fastest rising stars, I wanted to show people that I still got it. And I was close to victory, and then a time limit draw all of a sudden. We've never had a time limit draw in C3 Ultimate Wrestling's history, but when we have this Xander fellows talking about a time limit draw, mind you, a guy that didn't really pay attention to the match for the most part, talking about a time limit draw, it was nonsense to me. It's muted.
I'm muted. Okay, I'm
It
muted.
was
My
muted
bad.
a little bit.
I say, yeah, he definitely wasn't paying attention. He was busy scrolling on Instagram.
It unmuted it. It muted again.
Yeah, that's on me. Yeah.
Okay.
So with the board putting you guys in position, and like I said, I've seen you all basically from the beginning of this company, and the board trying to kind of take what you all have built. Let's kind of go back to the beginning of C3. What was the mindset of you all wanting to actually start a promotion? Because starting a wrestling promotion is a hell of a venture to get into. We've seen a lot of promotions come and go, and even ones who do pick up some great momentum, just seeing to fizzle out. So what was the mindset behind starting C3 Ultimate Wrestling?
Just doing it. I told my wife, I said I wanted to run a wrestling company, and then she said, "Do it." And that's
He didn't say it like that.
yes. Well, how I say it.
He was complaining about different companies, and if he could run a company, he'd do X, Y, Z. And then I said, "Well, do it."
So she said, "Do it."
So he didn't say he wanted to do it. I said, "Do it." I don't like all that talking.
Well, we've talked about it before. There, no shade to other companies out there, because a lot of people are trying to make an imprint on the professional wrestling scene and stuff like that. But sometimes you want to do things your way, and sometimes you want to, test it out. And with her saying do it, that was like the only confirmation I need, besides, praying and talking to a lot of wrestlers who were supportive, who said that they were there if we needed us and stuff like that. And to fast forward to basically having a company for about 6 years, and 15 shows under the belt is definitely a blessing. It can be trying sometimes, but I'm not saying that as like asking for sympathy, because these are things and decisions that we made. So so for the most part, despite everything that's going on, it's just been a great and ultimate experience.
Yeah, and then like you guys said, it's still early on, so y'all still learning, but you all do come in with quite a few years of experience. Not saying anything bad, but experience is good in this business, especially starting a promotion. So Shay, without giving up too many years, how long have you been in the wrestling promotion? Well, the wrestling business, I'm sorry.
Almost 20 years.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And
that's
Classic, how about you?
That's saying a lot, though.
That's saying a lot. There's some people they can't even be in the business for 20 days because of the mindset, not even just the physical stuff, just the mindset of doing what we do. And like I said, you got to be really devoted into doing something like this. A lot of people would think that wrestling, are you crazy putting your body on the line like this? But this is just something that we love, and it's also a way that we serve the community. So 20 years is a blessing in itself.
Yeah, but it's a new breed out there too.
Yeah, but that also means that you've seen, like you said, you've seen folks come and go, and that is a testament to your abilities to stick around that long. Watching for as long as I've watched, I've seen people come just be like, "Oh man, they gonna be around forever," and next thing you know, they just out of there. So where did you get your start exactly?
With Gordon, aka Rage. He's the owner of LOW.
Mm-hmm.
So we started off on 107th and Halsted at the Paul Hall Center. And I think I was like 16. I don't care about my age, Shannon, so much, but I was 16 at the time. And me and my older brother, we did it for a minute, and then he ended up leaving.
Okay. So then you stuck it out. Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. And Classic, how long you been in the business?
It'll be 13 years on my son's 17th birthday. Be 13 years.
Oh wow, okay. So it's a day specifically tied into it. That's dope.
Yeah, definitely
That's dope.
remember it's a special day twice times two.
Okay. Okay. And I know that you are from Houston, so I know that the Chicago scene isn't where you grew up. But where did you get your start in wrestling?
I got it in Hammond, Indiana, on Conkey Street. Um, a lot of people who know who Chi-Town T is, Ivan Tooks. When I first started, is it was a small gym. Small. When I say small, like you couldn't even get on the top rope, and it was the gym was on Conkey Street, and that's exactly where it all started for me. And then eventually it would go to his backyard, which was down the street. And ever since then, like the first time I did practice, I was sore, but I knew this is what I wanted to do. Couldn't turn my neck, couldn't walk right, and everything. It would definitely was. It felt gruesome, but at the same time, this was something that I wanted to do. Like I was gonna always be at every practice. So shout out to Chi-Town T, and even learning things from Shay's trainer, Gordon as well. He definitely has a mind for the business, and I learned a lot of things with psychology and awareness from him. So those guys for sure at the beginning, those were the two I learned the most from.
So okay, so being it that Shay was in the business first, classic. How did it feel when you found out she was a wrestler?
It blew my mind, man. Before we became a thing, it was like I used to work with her brother at Toys R Us, rest in peace. And when eventually when I did start talking to her, she told me she had like pictures because I would watch Raw every Monday. I
Right.
would watch Raw every Monday. And I remember one time I believe it was WWE 2K12. It wasn't called 2K12 at the time, or whatever like that. And I would like play that a lot and stuff. And when we were talking, she told me that she had wrestled and was wrestling. And I was curious about it because I was shocked because what are the odds a guy from Texas who grew up watching wrestling move up here for school and a better opportunity at life and everything like that to find a woman who will become my queen and my wife who had a past of wrestling. Like that's you know what I'm saying? Like that's a rare feat in itself.
Yeah. Because as people who are involved in wrestling, it's almost like this little fraternity,
Yeah.
even from
It's like
from
underground,
the
right? Fight
fans.
club.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
fight club, basically.
Right, yeah. It's almost like Fight Club, right?
Yeah.
So to have that, and then it's like the other way around because she's a female wrestler and all of that. So Shay, when you meet him and you see this dude, this big giant, because he ain't no little guy.
He wasn't no big dude.
He wasn't no big dude.
No. He was always tall, but no. He grew out.
With love. With love.
Mhm.
With love. It was just
With
more
love.
love. More
With
love for the
love.
world. That's all. That's all.
Right.
I don't
But
even remember really telling him because that wasn't like something I just share with people like I'm dating, like, oh, I used to wrestle. Like, like you say, who really sharing that?
It came out of nowhere, like the discussion of it.
Was it because of Gordon? Because he made an offer to like wrestle at some
It was
event?
you told me about it beforehand.
Mm.
But it wasn't like something that I dove more into or being curious about the situation. Cause I remember like seeing old pictures of her like with the old belt for the LOW belt and stuff. And then there was a few clips of her back in the day on YouTube. I can't find them anymore, but like when she used to wrestle in the younger days and stuff like that. And I got like a couple DVDs. So it's just like, wow, my wife used to really be outside doing this.
And that's what's up though. We over on Twitch. We stand our female wrestlers, so we always appreciate that. We always do appreciate that. Um, so you all meet, and is it something where Shay, you had any type of influence in classic training? Did you like get your ass
Yeah.
out there? You know what I'm saying?
When I first gave him the opportunity to wrestle, he said no because he was scared he was gonna hurt somebody. And then I told him, like, we gonna train you. You always talking about wrestling and XYZ. If you wanna, just see. It sounds horrible. I live my life like that. Like when opportunity come, I just see if it works, basically.
Yeah.
And then he just checked it out and fell in love. I mean, he felt in love so deep. Like my older brother came over and we was talking about Ivan and wrestling, and they was in the front yard trying to give each other a hip toss. And my mama just like, y'all stop. And they just out there grown men in the front yard flipping each other.
Messed up my CM Punk Best in the World shirt.
Yep.
You remember that when he did that hijacking the belt and stuff? You know how hard it was to get that shirt, bro? Like that shirt sold out so quick. That red, black, and white one with his arms. Like that's how much I was devoted to wrestling. I didn't even want a wrestling ring. I went outside and messed up a very popular shirt that probably would be a lot of money now. Because it was it wasn't the original one, because they had the ones when it was dated for when he won. But this was like, on WWE Shop. But I was so interested in wrestling, I didn't care what I had on. We was gonna practice those leapfrogs and body slams. So yes, body slams on the grass. Not the concrete. We ain't crazy. It was crazy enough to body slam on the grass, though. Grass stains and everything. So yeah, definitely. At first I didn't want to hurt people. And she was like, you either want to do this or not. Like, she wasn't hearing that at all. And I think that if she would have said, oh, I understand, we probably wouldn't even be here right now.
That's true.
Right. Okay. Yeah, it can help to get that extra push sometimes.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? It can definitely help to get that extra push. So you all started training. I want to ask a specific question to each of you. We're going to start with Classic. What's the most embarrassing moment you've had in the ring? Just something that it either made everybody break out laughing, you started laughing, you was embarrassed, just like one of the funniest, or we'll just say funniest. What's the funniest moment in the ring that you could think of while you was in the ring?
I'm really thinking. Funniest thing that happened.
That's a hard question.
Or you can give me just any random. Just give me one of the funniest moments you could think of. Just off.
As a funny person, I consider myself funny. I haven't really had like a lot of funny moments in the ring. Like I've had things where it was like little jokes or whatever, like getting the crowd, but I haven't really like had anything that was just like too crazy. I remember they was teaching us how to do certain things, and a bump, if you will, and they showed me how to do it, and I did it the wrong way, and they thought I like landed on my neck wrong, and the way everybody just cringed, like, oh my gosh, and I got up like it was nothing, like what's going on, and then they was like, you got to be more careful. We thought you broke your neck.
Yeah, they made you sit down.
Yeah, I had to take a break. Like they thought I had like a concussion or something. I'm like, if I had a concussion, I'm not getting up as quick as you think I was. Like, because the biggest thing was tucking your head, tucking your chin.
Ooh.
And I did it, but I guess I tombstone myself, or little Jimmy, a Casper or something. And in my mind, I thought I did it right, but apparently I did it wrong. So like they definitely showed concern, and I had to sit out even though I was okay. But I think that was like one of the, I don't want to say embarrassing. I thought it was funny. I look back at it as being more funny than anything. So
okay.
The only thing I could think of, and it's probably not that funny. It was funny at the time, but I kind of made fun of the crowd because sometimes they like to jump on the bandwagon and start yelling things like chicken wing or anything like that. They just start yelling stuff. So I was going against someone and they was like USA because I was a bad guy. And they was like, USA. I'm like, I'm from America. Like, yes, USA, correct. USA, let's do it. USA. And they was really mad. I'm like, I'm from here. What's the problem? That was the only thing I could think of.
I mean, well, you know, the wrestling fans, God bless their soul. You know,
I
they
live
got-
down the street. I live
Like,
down the street. What are
seriously.
you talking about? I'm down the street.
My whole life.
Look at my ID. Like I can prove this. Like American ID and everything.
That's basically.
I do my
yes.
taxes just like y'all do.
Okay, so on the flip side, what's your proudest wrestling moment?
Wow.
Like if you had to, like if you was to tell somebody right now, if it was one moment you had to tell somebody about your wrestling career, what would it be?
Can it be two?
Sure.
The first, as being a wrestler, is being the top champ for other companies, because that's a big burden to carry itself. I know that a lot of people be like, oh, well, wrestling is predetermined and all of this stuff, but being a champion of any kind, but even being the main one, that's basically a big responsibility because you're carrying the company on your back. What you do on social media, what you do in your regular life, you are still a reflection of the company, of the company, of the belt that you bear. And I do think that that can be intimidating, for sure. But me, I take pride in being a professional wrestler, so I don't really have a problem with that. But when you have the belt of a company, you do represent them as much as they represent you. So I would say, like, not the first, like this one is more important, but like being a champion and having the opportunity to basically lead the locker room in a certain way. Second proudest moments is just fan reaction. When fans could talk to you before the show or during or after. We had so much fun. You had a great match. Can I take a picture? Can I buy merchandise? When is the next show? Last show I was at in Wisconsin, and Nina at the Dome. Shout out to Now That's Wrestling. I had a chat with two fans for like 10 minutes, and they were saying like they love my new submission move. Like, so that just showed how devoted they were to like look and how interested they were. They was like, man, that was so good, man. We had so much fun. It's always a pleasure seeing you. And, you know, a lot of them know that I live hours away from Wisconsin, and they ask, how's the drive? And, you know, we hope you make it safe. Like, to have somebody, to be on somebody's mind, basically, long story short, is definitely a great thing that I'm proud of. That means that I'm doing a great thing in wrestling. So,
Yeah, absolutely. And Shay?
Something I'm proud of in the ring. I like, because it's not one Pacific time, but you know, Pacific. I'm sorry. I like, it sound bad. I like when my partner, if they forget, they say, what's next? I take pride in like calling what's next almost. Like I like talking back and forth, but I like to be like, okay, I need to really know what's going on because I want to make sure I can support them like the best I can, basically. And then sometimes I come up with little things like, okay, if she forget this, I'm gonna do this. Like I overthink it, and I'm kind of proud about that. Something outside of the ring that I'm proud about. I heard a few times like, oh, I'm wrestling Shay. Oh, this gonna be good.
Okay.
This gonna be good.
that's a good one.
Okay.
That right there. Like,
Yeah, so it's like you got that credibility, like your name speaks for itself. My name ring out in these streets. Yeah.
exactly.
Being on the list, you know, a lot of people have those wrestling lists at the end of the year, and to be on somebody's list. And I have been on a couple of times, so I definitely agree with that one too. That's a good one.
Because it's like they, you know, they look forward to wrestling you, or sometimes they call you out. Men and women. I want to wrestle you, Shay. I want to wrestle you. I'm like, oh, okay.
Oh, yeah. having a respect from your peers, you know, in a craft like this, especially with something that take this amount of dedication, I can understand that being something to be very proud of. So let's talk about that though. Let's talk a little shop for a bit, right? Because what you were describing, I guess, for, you know, for lack of decor, is calling it in the ring, right?
Mhm.
How do you feel about that as an art? I know that's something that you are proud of. Is that something that still kind of goes on in wrestling, or is it a lot of times where people put too much preparation into their match? Should it be something more natural, or should you take that time to over prepare almost?
You wanna go first? No, he gonna be long winded.
I'm gonna just drink some water. I'm thirsty. I gotta stay hydrated.
I think calling it in the ring is more natural, but I despise it. I really hate it. I hate it. I am very like, what's next? What's next? What's next? Now, if you throw in a few little razzle dazzle, okay, that's fine. But I need to know the next move. I don't want to say move, but the next step. Because like I've seen a lot of people get hurt. So I don't want to be the one who hurts someone. So I need to know, okay, she expecting or he expecting XYZ. So I don't like calling it in the ring.
Okay, classic. That was an interesting face. What we got? What you think? Call it in the
Not
ring, or we over preparing?
not to pull the curtain back too far or too much. Um, I love that it's it. I have a lot of fun doing both. Calling it is definitely an old school aspect that a lot of people shun more than anything. Calling it is very important because you don't know who you're facing sometimes. Sometimes you're supposed to be the third match and you might have to be the first, or sometimes there's a cancellation. So like I said, not trying to pull the curtain back too much, but calling it is definitely something that is an aspect that needs to be studied more. I do know that some of the new wave of wrestlers, know this to them, they don't like it because they say it's like an older way and it feels like they're getting a hard time by not knowing it. But I think it is key to professional wrestling. Now, the other one, I like doing that too because sometimes I think about stuff like during the week. But I think to be savvy and have knowledge in both is very key to being a successful professional wrestler. That went that long.
And the thing is, you need training for both.
Which we recommend to do firsthand. Like go in the ring and actually train. Don't look on YouTube and
No, I
don't.
mean really go in the ring and train to just do a match.
Yeah, no, I'm agreeing with you.
Off
I'm
the
saying
dome.
no. I'm saying
Yeah.
recommend like actual physical training, not like YouTube training and other stuff like that.
Mhm.
Go to a ring and understand it because trust me, you can hear somebody talk about it for hours, but you'll probably learn more being in the ring for like 10 minutes. So
That is true. That is true. Yeah, not trying to pull the curtain back too much, but maybe some up and coming wrestlers, some young wrestler might hear this and get some insight from it. Plus, y'all, if y'all anybody watching, if y'all wanted to get any questions in, make sure you put them in the chat. We'll try to get to them for a little bit. We only got a little bit left. They very busy people running a family. Running a wrestling promotion. It's 24/7 around the clock. It's 24/7 around the clock. So what? I guess we say, what what's your plans for your wrestling future, individually and I guess with the company?
go ahead.
I gotta think about that.
You want me to go?
Mm-hmm.
I'll go. Um, as an individual, I just want to show people that this is what I'm made to do, is to be a wrestler. This is how I'm supposed to do it. I look at wrestling, it's not just a hobby, a passion, or just something to do on a weekend. This is my life. And I also look at it as a way of service, as a way to serve the people and serve the community. As a believer, we are supposed to serve our neighbors and also serve our Father, which is through serving His Son. So with wrestling is definitely a service. So what I provide, it has to be top tier every time, regardless if it's a 5-minute match or a 50-minute match. It's to basically show you guys that this is some of the best wrestling that you're looking at, and being grateful to the fans to give us even a time of day, because there's other wrestling companies, there's things to do, there's other activities, time to spend with family and things like that. So for people to even spend a little time with us, that I'm just truly grateful for as an individual. So for anybody that says they're like the greatest wrestler, or they're the best wrestler, or they're a future wrestler, whatever like that, I challenge them, because I'm like, okay, well, sure, let's try to make some magic with this kind of thing. That's what I try to do as an individual. So that's why, like, I take everything that I do, promos, wrestling, even C3, very, very serious to me, because sometimes you only get one shot to get the right way to get it done. And sometimes all it takes is one mess up to have everything crumble down. So that's why I just try to make sure I do everything high quality.
Okay. Shay.
Okay, personally for wrestling, it's a love-hate relationship for sure. You know, never officially retired per se, but
They never retire. Wrestlers never retire.
Wrestling retirement, yeah, right. You know,
yeah,
we retire very loosely. That's you
exactly.
can't put enough quotations around the word
Retire.
retirement.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah.
But for the future, I will hope to have a building and training other people. Like that is my goal. Like I have so many goals, but that's one of them. Just like doing outreach to kids and things like that. Just like to give them, other things to do, because everybody don't want to do basketball or
Mhm.
soccer or whatever. So wrestling I think is a good enough sport to add,
Yeah,
for an option basically. You know.
yeah. Because okay, so this would be my thing. I was watching wrestling when I was little, and I told pops, I was like, "Look, now I want to wrestle," and he old, so he took me to the amateur wrestling place where they
Mhm.
doing
Mhm.
the amateur wrestling. And the first thing I said, and I went in there like, where the ropes at, me? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, but it would have been dope to have a pro wrestling
Mhm.
outlet as a child, something, you know what I'm saying, that environment to get around, to
Mhm.
actually see that, to probably learn little things. And they're probably not too young, of course, but
Right.
as a preteen and a young person, because that's when we're
Mhm.
consuming it the most. 10,
Mhm.
11, 12. That's when we consuming it the most. So that would probably be the best time to introduce learning how to do certain things like that. I know you probably, physicality wise, you probably wait later on, but yeah, just having that environment to be around would
Yeah.
be super dope. And then
Because
plus,
you'll want to wait because you don't want nobody to get hurt. But on the other hand, they playing soccer, breaking their shins and all type of stuff, playing pee wee football. You know,
Wrestling, mat wrestling, amateur, collegiate, a lot of that. And
so
even in other traditions, especially Mexico, the luchador tradition, they're teaching their kids very, very young. And I'm not encouraging it
yeah,
for us to do
right,
that. I
right,
want to
right,
make sure
yeah,
yeah, for
yeah,
everybody,
sure.
yeah,
we ain't trying to get canceled, but still, like, sometimes that is something that is very passed down at a very young age, and the kid's body hasn't even fully developed bone wise and structure wise, and they're learning how to do a lot of things too. So yeah, we get
right,
the kids to have something to do. Sometimes that makes kids excel academically
Hmm.
and stuff like that, because they want to do those kind of things. They
right,
they want to make sure they got the good grades, so they won't have to be suspended to either go to a wrestling show or to do certain things. We've had the opportunities to work with a school, ECUEA, and basically we were like, we're going to give free tickets to the kids who make the honor roll, to have academic excellence. Hey, you're going to get rewarded a free wrestling show with your parent to enjoy. You know what I'm saying? So that's just one of those ways that we can definitely connect professional wrestling to help kids have a better upbringing or something to look forward to, because they are the seeds of the future.
Hmm.
Absolutely, absolutely. And then hey, even the older people who like me who might want to get in there because
For
Exactly.
sure. Oh yeah,
Absolutely.
for sure.
I got to see Timu Kev, man. He got one more time to take my microphone. Me and him gonna have a problem.
So,
We're gonna
so
have real
wrong.
problem.
Yeah. That's
Try
Timu Kevin.
try to
Timu
be
Kevin.
cool. Try to be cool. Just
Mhm.
saying. It only takes so much. But we do got some questions from the chat. So shout out to Rashawn, man, part of the production team, man,
Mhm.
Oh, that's
helping
awesome.
us out with
Wow.
everything. He said,
That's it.
"Who in C3 would you be intimidated to fight?" I don't know. That's a strong word for these two.
Intimidating.
I ain't intimidated by nobody. I'm on my Joseph R. credit stuff. Like I welcome all challenges. So I'm not intimidated by anybody. Win, lose, or draw, I'm still, be myself or whatnot, and sometimes like even with the board being involved, the roster it changes. It's like a double open door, the saloon and the westerns and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Some people come in, some people come out. It's just a revolving door. So it's just like not really intimidated by anybody. I think I've done some of the craziest matches I've done in C3 history. So I'm for sure not intimidated by anybody.
I ain't gonna say I'm a run, but I'll walk fast if I see nameless.
Right, get a little giddy up. I can understand.
She said
I
a little
can
pep in her step.
A little pep in my
A
step.
little
I
pep
can
in her step.
I can understand that. I can understand that. All right, he had another question. He say, "Who in the world or history of wrestling is each of you's dream opponent?"
Mm.
So alternate timeline, what limelight timeline? Because we ain't gonna get that other company
Mhm.
no comic, but limelight timeline, right? Open up the portal, drop whatever opponent you want in the ring. Who you want?
I would say China.
Ooh.
When I first saw China, it was like, oh my God, this is a real wrestler. Like she wasn't doing bra and panty matches. She was like, tearing
Hmm.
up the fellas. She was like China.
Yeah. Now I know that she set the tone for a lot of ladies.
Hmm.
A lot of ladies. All right. Who winning though?
I know the answer you're looking for. But the answer is gonna be China, probably. Sure.
Okay. Just check. Just making sure. All right. Classic. Who you got? Who walking
I'm
down
sorry.
that aisle?
I got two. I know I'm gonna have two of it. Like I
That's
have two.
cool.
The first would be the Undertaker because that is to me the greatest wrestler of all time. Is the Undertaker. The character and how devoted he was for about 30 years to being this character, even when social media was a big thing. And he's just now speaking for the past few years on social media and doing certain things, but how devoted he was to being this character, to making sure nobody sees him do anything crazy and stuff like that. That's something that is missing in the game because some people are fighting and bleeding and having going against their enemies who like kick their dog and then they're taking pictures immediately after the match. And that's something that the Undertaker didn't do at all. And also him being a cornerstone, not just in WWE, but in professional wrestling in itself. I always make fun of how people try to emulate Stone Cold's loose cannon anti-authority figure, but there's a lot of people who also try to do the demonic force zombie thing
Oh
that the
my God.
Undertaker did, but he did it so great that nobody's saying you're trying to be a knockoff Undertaker, if that makes sense. But a lot
Mm,
of people are saying you're trying to be a knockoff Stone Cold because of certain
right.
things. So I think that he put his character leagues ahead, and nobody's really saying that. Second person is Booker T. Booker T, Harlem Heat, they were the first people I've seen wrestle. when my great grandfather watched WCW, and these two guys were the ones I've seen. And fast forward to seeing how Booker T had his own move set, how he did things, and how he persevered in a lot of stuff. Very dope. And even seeing what he's doing in Houston with Reality of Wrestling, his own wrestling company, and how he's paving the way for other people and stuff like that. Something that I aspire to do and we're continuing to do. I would definitely like to lock up with him one day because of that and how he inspired me to do a lot of things with wrestling. So
Okay, so which Undertaker though? Not I know not American Badass.
oh no, not that one. Not the one that we currently seeing. That not that one either. My favorite version of the Undertaker is this one. The Western Mortician. Here, the better picture.
Gray
Like,
gloves, gray purple
when he
gloves.
first came out, Survivor Series. This was like one of the best versions of the Undertaker to me. Now I know this was one of the ones that like took the most toll out of him because every time somebody would slam him, he'd get up and he'd be working a little slow. But to me, that was one of my favorite ones. Ministry of Darkness was a little okay, but it reminds me of now Damian Priest. And they call Damian Priest a certain Undertaker that I'm not going to say because I don't want this to be canceled. So, but yeah, the American Bad, you know what? I like the version. I love the Last Ride Powerbomb. I loved it more as a kid. I'll say that. So
right. I got you. Okay. One more question from Rashawn. He said, with both of you being wrestlers, would you want Sensational outfit to follow in y'all boot steps?
Oh, the Sensational Alpha.
Yeah, so
talking about Baby Alpha.
Baby of Alpha.
Retiring daddy. The baby of Alpha retiring daddy. That's what the board stand for. If she does, that would be cool. I don't try to weigh what I do on my kids as far as wrestling. If I did have to choose out of all three, I do think my second son would probably do it for sure, because he's starting to pay attention. But the Alphalette is also paying attention too. She knows some names. She sings the Cody Rhodes song and she does the Yeats and stuff like that. So for sure, probably because of age and he's older, it probably would be my second son more than anything. My oldest son, he loves the shows. He loves the things that we do and stuff, but he's doing his own thing, Will be dope, but at the same time, it's not something that I'm trying to like push them to do because sometimes we try to do with what our parents did, especially young men and stuff like that. And I'm not trying to put that kind of pressure on them. Now, if they choose to, I'm nice, but I ain't that nice, if that makes sense. I'm going to make sure that they know that this is a service and I consider this as a service, Right. So, yeah, I can see it, but hey, we'll see.
You're going to do it. You're going to do it right. Yeah.
The word want is what's killing me. What you want.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would want her to do it, but like you say, if she asks to do it, we would have to train her, or we would have to find like someone we really trust to train, because everybody not training the same no more. Like I said, everything has changed. People doing crazy stuff. People, they letting the wrestlers decide on what's safe and what they can do and can't do. So the word want, like, I don't know if she want to do it, I guess, but I wouldn't push her.
Yeah, because it's interesting with wrestling. It's one of the few ventures that can be family based. Like we've seen, one of the biggest stories in pro wrestling is the bloodline. You got the McMahons, you got the Harts, you got the Rhodes, you got all these bloodlines per se within wrestling. And you've heard stories of like the Von Erichs, where basically Fritz pushed the boys into doing wrestling. He forced him to do it.
Mm-hmm.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean? To where you don't really hear that so much from, let's say, like the Samoan dynasty, because they feel almost obligated to do it. So it's
Mhm.
not even like a forced thing to do it. They're proud to do it.
Yeah.
They step in to do it. And sometimes them being forced can kind of affect them. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I can understand looking for that balance, because you definitely don't want to force your kids into nothing. That's why I say my son could be whatever he want. If he want to
Yeah.
be the world's greatest finger painter, but like you said, if he want to finger paint, he gonna be the best at it. We gonna get him
Right.
all the best paints. You gonna do finger push-ups,
Right.
whatever you got to do to make your hands stronger.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, even the Samoan thing, that's a good point, because that's a lot of pressure, man. That's a lot of pressure, because some of them started with football and like The Rock and Roman
Mhm.
and stuff. They started doing other things, and then it's just like, hey, now it's like you come to wrestle, you have to be the best because of the what everything is going on. Like even Jay, right, has the opportunity to be the world heavyweight champion, and it's at a quick rate, because usually we have a Samoan of the era, if that makes sense. You had
Right.
Yokozuna, then you have The Rock, now you have
Mhm.
Roman. So if Jay pulls this off, this is just like a big thing and a big moment for his family, and for himself. So
Mhm.
that's a good point.
There it is.
Yep. Yep. And one more on the match side, because I did want to ask you. So, being that is a bunch of families, that means it's a bunch of couples right now. I've been talking about the potential wrestle babies in the next 20 years or so, that you looking at generations of wrestlers getting married and them having kids. We've seen first example come off my head, top of my head is just Carmella and Corey Graves, right? Wrestlers had kids, stuff like that. Becky and Seth, all that. Which one of them couples y'all want to get in the ring with and clank their heads together? Just one time. Just, you know what I'm saying?
Like they head together. Maybe Cody and Brandy.
Wow, hold on. You act like you got something against Brandy. Brandy ain't even a full-time wrestler. Like, why? Why? Hold on.
I was so mad at her at AEW.
Hold on, wait a minute. The opinions that are coming out of Sensational Shay is Sensational Shay's own, not Classic Alpha. Brandy, look, I don't.
She said
This
he got a
we
reason.
didn't go over these or nothing. He really asking us this. He's really.
Oh, this
shooting
off
from
the
script.
fly. Yeah,
I'm
we
just
shooting
saying.
from the
I
script.
don't, Brandy. I don't listen. Listen, I don't.
Brandy, he showed me clips. I wasn't even paying attention.
I'm guilty of that, but Brandy, I mean, come on, come on.
Oh no! Now
I mean, come
I
on.
gotta get nosy. Now I gotta get a little nosy.
I mean,
Why you gotta
no
clink her
shade,
head up
but
against
come on,
Cody's?
I mean, come on, hey, look, no shade.
And then his speech about his baby, we're gonna talk about it.
Oh no, see, she want to fight. I thought you were talking about a great match. Nah, she want to fight.
Clank their heads together.
Oh, he did say that. You want to fight. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, Cody Raheem Rhodes. You gotta, it's almost Black History Month.
Like,
Almost
sir,
over.
we got 2 more days. We ain't trying to hear that right now. So.
Right.
Hey man,
We
he
got
like
2 more days. Let us enjoy these 2 days, bro. Let us enjoy them 2 days, man. We only got 2 days left, sir.
So you got one classic. What couple you want to get in and clink their heads together?
I don't want to clink their heads together like this one and fight, but I think if I had to choose a match between a couple that I think would be great, it'd be me and her versus Bianca and Montez. I think that'd be good. I think that'd be a great match. Honestly, I think that those two give 110% to everything they continue to do, and it reminds me of us. Like even her, just not even knowing she was going to wrestle at the takeover, and to give her 100%. So I do think that is definitely something that would be match of the year candidate. Not to beat them up because somebody can't wrestle, but I think it's definitely something that I think the world would enjoy.
All right. I mean, who going over? Who winning? Y'all gonna win? Y'all like, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, of course we're gonna win.
Really?
Come on,
we
man.
supposed to
Come
be
on, man.
honest right now.
We talking about Brandon.
Oh, we talking about Brandon.
No, I'm just saying. I'm like, hey, man, we being honest now. We been honest this whole time.
I don't know about Bianca though.
Man, I'd have to go to the gym. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro.
You?
I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. Like, they gotta tell me like a year beforehand. I'm like, oh, say less. A year, like, you know, when The Rock came and said, okay, him versus Cena once in a lifetime, allegedly. And, you know, yeah, The Rock needed that whole year to try to get in shape to mess up his pec. And then he did it again and messed up his pec at a certain. But still, that's beyond the fact. Still, I need like a year, just a year.
Gotcha. All right,
if
man.
Now they probably would, but in a year, it's us for sure.
And give us 365 days, we'll still lose, but we'll look good though. You know,
I think we'll do a little bit. I think we'll feel better. I think we'll feel better in the year, so for sure.
Gotcha. Okay, so one more question, and then I'm gonna let y'all go ahead and go. Rashawn asks, how hard is it to maintain a family-friendly rating and keep faith central in the business that is increasingly going profane?
Oh my goodness, they rough.
Man.
They so rough.
Because
I just think of two people.
All right.
I ain't gonna talk about him. He gonna get us canceled though. You know that, right?
Yeah, I know.
He is rough.
All right, so I try my best to pride our business in being family friendly entertainment. So that goes for the actual shows. The lives, it don't go for that, unfortunately. I tried. Oh Lord, I tried, and it just doesn't work. But when it comes to the actual show, bring your family of all ages, friends, family, and everything like that. To me, it's fairly easy because we promote it. You know, when we do events and stuff,
it don't matter what you promote.
It said, no, I'm saying, but this is why I'm talking about the part of serving and service. You know, we're trying to cater not only just to the wrestling fans, but also to family as well, because sometimes you don't want to do the same thing every time. You don't want to go to the movies and, you know, you want to go out to eat, of course, but still you want to go see something before you go out to eat, or maybe even something afterwards.
Do you think the last show was family friendly from beginning to end?
For the most part, yes, until one person basically disowned his family member.
Who?
Mr. Young and Steele. You know?
No, before that.
I mean, I'm not laughing at the situation.
We had some middle fingers.
Oh, yeah.
Who did middle fingers?
Nick Diamond. Yeah. He said some crazy stuff. I was enjoying the show, but
well, it's something
we
that
definitely got a PG. Definitely got a PG-13 rating.
Definitely something we got to work on, because my thing is, I am trying to do something, because there are negative connotations with wrestling. Sometimes they consider it a blood sport or boxing or UFC. Like, there are plenty of times we told people what we do, and then they say it's boxing or MMA or karate. Like, they'll say anything. And what I try to do is I do try to pride myself in being family friendly. Like, it's hard to tell people that, because they're like, hey, you guys are promoting violence, which we aren't. We're promoting an art, you know. But at the same time, I can understand as a parent why people will feel that way. But I still encourage them to buy a ticket and bring their family and friends and see what we provide. And then people be like, oh, well, I enjoyed this. When is the next show and stuff like that. So as far as the faith is concerned, a lot of people know that we rock with Christ. A lot of people know we're not going to compromise anything else over Christ, you know. At the same time, we don't know everybody's walk, and we do pray for everybody and stuff like that. We don't know everybody's walk with life and everything, because life do be life and whatever like that. But that is one thing that we do love the Lord for, that we even have an opportunity to say who we rock with and stuff like that. And people, they don't take it as an offense or an attack on anything like that. They just know what we are. So to me, that's very easy. Like even when I'm doing my car vlogs, I say God love you, Christ love you, and stuff like that. It's real natural, and I just want people to realize that that we are children of God, and how we carry ourselves is a representation of Him for the most part, even though we fall short of the glory, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. And it's our fault sometimes. Like some people know, like for sure, Stampede Larkin, he know for sure we don't supposed to be saying things, but he say it anyway. But like Nick Diamond, we didn't tell him like, okay, we Christian based, try not to, XYZ, because we do want people to come when they come to be, themselves in a sense. Yeah. So if that's your character, do you. But I don't like when people say tone it down. But we didn't tell him to censor himself, so that's on us. So that's why it's like no hard feelings.
He had the big Nick energy. You had to feel the big Nick energy.
Yeah, big Richard energy.
Yeah, so he had the big Nick energy.
Yeah. No, and I can understand. He definitely did come with big Nick energy. But to Shay's point, you're booking who you're booking. You know what I mean? You know who you're bringing in. You know it's coming through the door, and the reason you want them there is because they are who they are. And it's like, why bring them in if that's not who you're going to present? You know what I mean? So, but yeah, it's I can understand it being a balance. Take it from the person who's talking the whole show, who doesn't have, I'm not as PG.
All right.
We're working on it. It's a work in progress. And I do want to say this as we're all live. I do want to say, like, a lot of the stuff with production and stuff wouldn't be possible without you. And we truly want to say we appreciate you. We also appreciate our Sean. Yes. We appreciate our DJ Dose, because we couldn't do it without you guys. You guys lended a helping hand, and that helping hand helped us. It helped us up too with certain things. Absolutely. Like I said, last show, so many people was like, man, they love the camera cuts. They love the quality. They love the angles and stuff like that. They felt like they were looking at like a show on, WWE or any other companies and stuff like that. So they were saying, like, to have so many camera switches, they're used to seeing two of them, hard cam and then the moving cam. So to have 4 or 5 and to switch out, and then even having your personality sprinkled in it, and Arshawn's, like I said, baby of Alpha retiring daddy, is a joke that we say at home that my oldest son will walk around and say it. Like, the way we laugh at that, and to have personality, and to see you guys having fun. It's fun working with you guys. So I do want to let everybody know that's paying attention. Thank you guys, and we appreciate you guys for sure.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, and likewise, I know it sounds corny, but this is my dream job, to be a part of the wrestling business. And Classic himself, he'll tell you it took me a minute to even like accept that that's what I was doing.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And he had to tell me, like,
man. You gotta accept
yeah. He's like, man, you part of the business now. You know what I'm saying? It's
he
like,
asked you or you asked him? I never asked.
I think he asked me.
I asked him.
Oh yeah, we was talking about it because we started looking at the yellow coffee
when we needed an announcer, because we needed an announcer, and it was just like, we didn't just want people to just come out. And some of the people that we use as the announcer, they were busy and they had other things that they had to do. And we've seen your passion about wrestling and stuff like that. I mean, even when you wasn't there, you had Mike Strong give me an interview when we were in Hammond. And I remember I was outside in my gear doing the whole interview. I went home with my gear, by the way, but still. So you had like a passion for it. And I remember you saying that Guys versus Gals was like one of your favorite shows and stuff.
Oh,
and
man, that was
how
so
great
dope.
it was. So I was like, okay,
man, that was so dope.
So I was like, okay, cool. We definitely gotta see if he wants to be a part of this business, because it's a wonderful thing to be a part of it. So I'm glad we work together, because I think we do mesh well. You know, you got to stay away from the medallions and stuff and trinkets that you bring to the show. You know, I mean, I'm trying to let it go, bro, but I can't, man. It's so much stuff. But still, just stay away. Don't bring them to the building, and I think we'll be good. I think we'll be good.
I ain't bringing nothing else but the
I'm just
equipment.
saying, man, you lost it, man. I'm losing my company because you lost it. I'm just saying, brother, man.
We can fix this. That's right. That's a conversation.
Family show.
Right.
Show.
Right. I know. I understand. I'm working on that. I'm working on that. He said he's gonna get it. Man, shut up, man.
Yeah.
Man, shut up, man. Sean says, sincerely a pleasure to watch. I'm a fan. I love helping in any way possible. Shout out to Midnight Snack. Say I love C3.
Midnight Snack.
Yes, thank you.
And shout out to Vine Eric. Yeah, man. Like I said, that's why we at where we at now. Like that's why I love putting in that effort for y'all because I'm a fan first. And like I said, I'm always appreciative to anybody who gives me an opportunity to do anything. And being it that, you know, y'all had 100% control when I first got there, you know, I might have made some mistakes, but y'all have given me the space to, you know, express my creative self and how I see wrestling and how I see C3 being presented to everybody else. So, you know, I couldn't present that without a beautiful canvas, beautifully painted canvas, and the canvas just so happened to be painted with y'all bodies sometimes, and that's perfectly fine. That's perfectly fine, man. So we'll go ahead and get up out of here real quick. I know we do have coming up in a couple months. We have Press Start 3 once again live from Harold's Private Venue. Man, shout out to Harold's Private Venue too, man. They have been super cool and accommodating. You know what I'm saying, showing us a different type of stuff. Their whole setup that's getting a lot of rave reviews. People just like the presentation of it. I like the look of the place. I'll just be straight up with you. I like the look of it with the show that we putting on. And man, look, Butts was in seats, y'all. I don't know if y'all know they was elbow to elbow in that one.
It was standing room only.
Yeah.
Like I remember when I watched the footage back and you were in the ring and you did the circle to have everybody make some noise. You saw them get the little the dolly full of chairs.
Yeah.
You know, first match didn't happen yet. So like I said, I don't like the board and everything that they're doing, but there are some things that I will say I can acknowledge a little bit, not a lot of it, but a little bit, because I also think that some are just loyal C3 fans from the beginning, and they're telling their friends and family and stuff. Like even people on certain things and social media, they're sharing everything from C3. So,
yeah, they do a lot wrong, but the right they do, it'd be all right. It'd be all right.
It'd be all right.
So that's what's up next for C3. What do you all have going on next? Classic, when you gonna be out here next? Shay, when you gonna be pushing him around and clocking him upside the head?
Pushing him around. When we get off this live, I'm gonna be.
I don't know. So I gotta work out today. I don't know. I work out. I gotta wait for my match.
Right.
365 days from now. You know what I'm saying? Like I gotta prepare for this match. Yeah. Just saying. So,
do you feel like it's anything that we need to change or improve on? Just like straight up.
No, I wouldn't look at anything as an improvement, because like you said, we all learning. I've never done production on a wrestling show before. I've only seen it done on TV. You know what I'm saying? You know, y'all haven't. The next show is gonna be 16, right? Y'all haven't done 16 shows before. You only done 15. You know, you don't know. You know, so that's kind of how I look at it.
You got to get rid of the board, though. Yeah, the board.
I mean,
that's one thing. I mean, I'll say that's one thing we definitely got to work on. We got to work on getting rid of the board for sure.
That, you know, but that's not. Mr. Young. I can't even keep a name. You got Timu Kev. You got Mr. Young. You got Nameless. I'm surprised he ain't stole my name. Everybody else stealing stuff from me.
He ain't got no name, but he nameless. Like you can call him nameless for no name. Ain't that some?
I don't know. But
Is
no.
that an oxymoron? Or is that OxyClean? It's one of those two.
No,
I mean, it's one of those two. But yeah.
Finally caught up. Shout out to Sim. Shout out. Finally caught up. Shout out to the chat panel.
Salute, Sim. Shout out to Sim. Me on my on Taking Home podcast, give me ideas and insight of a lot of things, and we talk about wrestling for a lot. Like Sim and Arshawn for sure be like on the comments, and then we talk about a whole bunch of stuff. And very good. Like I said, man, it does people great, especially on YouTube when people leave comments and insights. And that we don't even have to agree on everything, but it's all love. So that's always a great thing,
Yep, and it's good to find a nice, calm, chill internet wrestling community that ain't tripping out, losing their mind, just raging out about everything they see.
Yeah,
it's nice.
Yeah, because I just get off my phone or find something else to do. I don't know, no shade to nobody, but I just don't understand the infatuation of arguing with somebody who don't like you, who don't like your take or anything, and then you have to feel like you're proving a point. It's like you might as well argue with a wall respectfully because they're already just trying to get a rise out of you. And that's exactly what the board is trying to do with me, and that's what they won't get.
No. Not out of you. I'm likely to crash out though.
I'm trying not to be crash out classic. I'm trying not to, but I think I've been doing good. I'm trying not to crash out. I'm sorry. But yeah, I think I've been doing good. Like I said, we are a reflection of this company. Even though we're losing control and all of this other stuff and job, it's just, I'm still a representation of it. So what I don't want to do is somebody just coming in, don't know what's happening, seeing me crash out, calling me Crash Bandicoot, and they don't know why I'm like this. They don't know why I'm swinging and throwing boxes and stuff like Crash does. Like, don't know why. So definitely trying to be careful with that situation.
Well, look, if you don't know why, we do have some of the shows, a few of the shows are up on my page, Shooting from the Script, and here on Critically Drinking, so you can catch up on some of the action. You can also see some of the full shows and clips over on C3 Ultimate Wrestling. You can catch Classic on his car vlog at the Take It Home podcast. Make sure you check that out. Go over there and follow him on YouTube. Like you said, it helps the algorithm. Y'all make sure y'all comment, at least like this. You know what I'm saying? If anything, just like. And then any other shows, anything else coming up? Yeah.
March 15th, I'm gonna be in Appleton, Wisconsin for We Are Legion 2 for Now That's Wrestling. So like I said, there's not anything with C3. I'm in Wisconsin for Now That's Wrestling. So shout out to them and everything they continue to do. Thank you for giving me an opportunity. And like I said, like when I was talking about the fans and stuff, they rock with me and I rock with them. So
oh yeah.
One of the reasons why I'm there is because of this lady too. You said do it.
Nah, they definitely got some good energy. I watched a couple of matches that you had from over. I think it was the match where you had broke out that submission hold. Did we get a name for it yet?
I'm still thinking about it, man. I don't want it to sound corny, man. It's like I feel like I'll make like a corny name or something. I thought about like the Clash Ring. See how you see how she's saying. I ain't say nothing. See, no, you said something. You said something.
I'm thinking, okay. So I'm thinking something Sonic related though, like Sonic Ring, Chaos Ring, something like that.
The Chaos Control. I actually like that one. The Chaos Control. Okay.
So yeah. Or the 16-bit grip. I don't know, something. I don't know.
Hey man, Hey, no, not that one. Not that one. Not that one, sir.
Okay. 2 on the nose. All right, that might be.
Nah,
Yeah, that might be
not on the nose at all. That's messing with you.
That might be on another website somewhere. But we are going to get out of here, though. I do want to thank my guests tonight. I appreciate y'all so much, like I said, for not only showing up tonight, but for what y'all are contributing to my love of wrestling, the thing that I love the most. So I appreciate y'all contribution. Stick around if y'all can for like 2 or 3 minutes for a quick chat after we get out of here. All right, cool. Classic got the gripper. All right, on that note.
All right, man. See, look, man. This is why we have to say family friendly, because of stuff like this, man.
All right,
chilling, man.
So with that note, man, we gonna get out of here, y'all. Appreciate y'all shooting with us tonight, man.
Shooting from the script. From the script.